Hello YouTube, I am almost on time, 30 minutes late. I'm struggling to get back to my 3 o'clock Central Standard Time start for this live stream, but I'm going to get there. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes for everybody to come in, hoping I'll see some of your lovely faces on this Sunday. Britt, hi dear, how are you doing? The 20-year-old, right? I went by, I thought that you had a channel. I went by to look to see if you had content because I was going to look at some of your videos, but I only noticed that you had playlists of videos that you liked. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in. So let's see here. While we're okay, good. I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm so glad. And thank you for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. And you're like right on time. So while we're waiting for some other people to come in, I am going to just run down what it is I plan on talking about today. And you can decide if you want to stay or if you want to leave. I know that you were in one of the live streams that I did last week, the lunchtime live streams. Were you in the one, the Mute R. Kelly live stream, or were you in the Koonye Slavery Was a Choice live stream? I can't recall. So anyway, we're going to talk about the settlement that those gentlemen who were in Starbucks, okay, Koonye, okay, thanks for letting me know. We're going to talk about the settlement that those gentlemen who went to Starbucks and got the police called on them, the settlement they came to with the city of Philadelphia. We are going to talk about a similar story that happened in Toronto and a settlement that they came to there. We're going to talk also about these Native American men who were removed from a university because they made a woman nervous. We're going to talk about Mute R. Kelly again, like I said. Oh, okay, well, thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you for dropping in. I hope you have a good day at work. Thank you for coming by, and thank you for the thumbs up, whoever gave me that thumbs up. Thank y'all for the people who are in here. We talked about R. Kelly on the lunchtime live stream from earlier this week. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit more in depth, as I promised we would. Hey, Sammy, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. So I have both of my dogs in here with me because Uno is asleep. And so Sammy, my dog, is looking when I said, hey, Sammy. So I'm hoping that she'll just fall back asleep. They were both in here, just like stay asleep for me while we're on the live stream. Actually, let me go on and get set up so that I can look at the comments as they come in. And let's see here. Okay, cool. Now, I'm trying to get to where I can see everything that's happening. Sorry. Okay, so I was just going over what we're going to talk about. I'd already hit on a lot of the topics. We're going to talk about Issa Rae and some, oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I saw that. We're going to talk about Issa Rae and some of the backlash that she got for some comments that were in a book of hers. And we're going to talk about Maya Jama, who I'm not familiar with, but I have a feeling that maybe some of the people in the UK have heard of her because I believe that she's like a BBC presenter. If y'all know who she is when we get to that, if y'all will fill me in on more details. Just, it's an old story at this point, but it's new to me. I'm just now getting wind of it. Hey, Rob's Exotic Aquatics, how are you doing? I'm doing great, sugar baby. I'm doing good, sugar daddy. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Let's see here. And we're also going to talk about, and I didn't take notes on it, but just colorist YouTubers in general, because it's something I want to talk about. Oh, and look, now there goes Sugar Bay. How are you doing? And Bearded Yakin is in here. Okay, oh, Frank G, how are y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so now that we've got a good number of people in here, let's spend a few minutes, if y'all will, especially Doron Provost. Hey, thank you for coming in. Marilyn Noman, bro. Thank you for coming in. Okay, yeah, and we are new supporters of each other. Thank you for popping in here on the live stream today. I was just running down all the topics that we're going to talk about, but if you have a channel, please speak up, go on and promote yourself. Let's spend a few minutes. Everybody, all the people who have channels and who want their channels to grow, I like for us to support each other in here. So if you will, just take some time, introduce yourself, and y'all, you see somebody who's got a channel that's, about something that you're interested in, then go and take a look and support their channel. We don't do sub for sub, but let them know that you support it. We don't even use the sub word or the subscribe word in the live stream, but just let them know, hey, I'm supporting your channel now. They might support your channel back. So I am big about YouTubers helping YouTubers grow. So if y'all will take a few minutes and do that, Stormtrooper style. Okay, I had a really bad day. A motorcyclist died really lit. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. My fiance rides, and that's like something that I hate to hear anytime. I hate to hear about a death. That's just horrible. So I'm sorry, Stormtrooper style, that's something that you're dealing with today. Bosco the Pro. Hey, okay, that's a new one for me. Trucking Studios, nice to see you again. Okay, so y'all, yeah, if y'all want to just take these few minutes, introduce yourselves to each other, and let's see, I'll just kind of run through as I see. Now, Trucking Studios, I believe that is a trucker, but definitely if you want to know rules about truck driving, things about big trucks, that's where you go for that. Let's see here, Doron Provost, he reviews reality shows. He reviews scripted shows too. Actually, I think prefers to review scripted shows. So if you want to see what he's about, you can check him out. Wolverine Scratch, how are you doing? Thank you for popping in. Let's see here. I just showered, if anyone is into that sort of thing. Okay, well, did you make a video for us of your shower? Hey, Miss Cat B, thank you for popping in, love. So look, we're just taking a few minutes to support each other's channels before I get into what we're actually going to be talking about. I ran down the topics already. We're going to talk a little bit about Kanye West. We're going to talk a little bit about R. Kelly. We're going to talk a little bit about Maya Jama. And if any of my people in the UK have some more information on her, Frank G speaks the truth about everything on his channel. So y'all, if y'all want to hear the truth, go to Frank G's channel. Let's see here. What else? Y'all, there were so many issues that came up. Bearded Yakin, thank you for coming in. Sammy does... a lot of, well, she's doing vlogging now on her channel. She's kind of switched it up on us. And so, yeah, just there are a lot of fabulous channels here to check out. I show my babies in our little life. Okay, so yeah, y'all take a look and let's support each other. Let's help each other grow. YouTubers, I think, are the biggest watchers of YouTube. And I think that it's going to take us smaller YouTubers to support each other to help all of us grow and get big. So I want to, I'll wait until we get to the 10-minute mark, and then I'll go on and get into the topics. We're at 8 minutes and 30 seconds exactly right now. So y'all just, say your hellos to each other. Let's see, and let's see, I'm good, Rowdy. Oh, showing love to Miss Ty Bivens. Thank you, Doron. I appreciate the love. Rowdy Chica, our resident college girl, that's what I call her. I know that we have more than one person in college, but she is our first one, so she is the one. Sammy's our long-legged girl in the UK who needs to go and get herself a modeling contract ASAP. Let's see here. Rob's Exotic Aquatics has some cool aquarium stuff. So if that's what you're into, it's really relaxing actually to watch those videos. Let's see here. Bosco the Pro. Did you see the girl Cuban doll got beat up? Oh, wait, by Tato? I'm not sure who that is. I'm a real man. I can't see myself hitting a woman. Oh, I break them. Only punks hit women. Well, I agree with you that only punks hit women, and I don't know who Cuban doll is, or is it Tato? Am I even pronouncing it correctly? I don't know who that is, but I'm interested in the story. Maybe something I can talk about next week. Last week we talked about, Khalees and her accusations against Nas beating on her, and then I've talked about another minor league player who was caught on tape beating his woman. And yeah, we don't condone that here, beating on women. We don't condone women beating on men either. Everybody just keep your hands to your damn self. But yeah, a man who beats on a woman is a punk here on this channel. Okay, so y'all keep on with your hellos and introductions of each other and supporting each other. And I'm just going to go on and get into what we came here to talk about today. And in between topics, I do want to ask y'all, since it's time to mute R. Kelly, did you all ever have a favorite R. Kelly song that you like that you won't be listening to anymore? Or are you all still listening to R. Kelly and it just is what it is? So first I want to talk about something that we've already discussed. We talked about the two gentlemen in Starbucks who had the police called on them and who got arrested because they were basically Starbucking while black, and that made a manager uncomfortable, so she called the police and had them arrested. So anyway, at this point, a settlement has been reached with the city of Philadelphia, but not with Starbucks yet. What the guys settled for was $1 each, and then there's a $200,000 grant that's supporting young entrepreneurs. So it's not money that will go into their pocket directly. Each of them will only get that $1. But the gentleman will work with the city and and that's the city of Philadelphia, and a nonprofit organization to award the $200,000 grant supporting young entrepreneurs. So that's going to be a good move, and that's great. Okay, so here's Rocco. Hi, Rocco. Say hi. Look at them. Say hi, everybody. He wants to. I'm not your chew toy. Okay, that's enough of you. Get down. Get down. Be a good boy. Okay, so now I'm waiting to see what Starbucks is going to do for these men. I can't wait till their dad wakes up and he will get them out of here. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so that's what happened with that. Oh, you were just in Philly last night. Sammy says that my dogs make her so happy. Okay, so let me go back. I saw that somebody, let's see, Duran says beating up a woman or the worst kind is the verbal abuse, which takes a toll on you for a long time. That's true. That does take a toll on somebody. It can take a toll on people. Let's see. Oh, Rob said, am I doing any updates on Bill Cosby? No, I don't have any updates at this point, really, until, I guess I won't have any updates until there's a sentencing, unless something happens, which I kind of have a feeling that something might happen with his health before we even get to a sentencing date. But at the time, I don't have any updates on him. I saw that Camille Cosby was in the news for saying that basically what's happening to Bill Cosby is like a public lynching now, and it's like, Camille, no, it's really not. Everybody kind of has the opinion, well, a lot of people have the opinion that Camille Cosby knew what Bill Cosby was doing with these women and was kind of, I guess, complicit then in her silence. And so there's just not a lot of sympathy. It was kind of like, bye Felicia, when Camille spoke on what she spoke on. Duran says R. Kelly's song Step in the Name of Love is his guilty pleasure. Okay. He had some songs that I liked, and at this point they escape me. Miss Cat B says, honestly, I haven't heard anything from R. Kelly in forever. Yeah, now it's been a while now. I've heard that his new music is trash, but he did have some songs back in the day that I liked, but I just couldn't listen to him anymore once I actually started to believe a lot of the accusations, especially regarding young girls. Let's see here. Ow, I see that y'all are still supporting each other, and my little boy dog is acting a fool because I'm not giving him my undivided attention. Stop, Rocco. Rocco, be a good boy. I'm trying to read Let's see. Okay, so I'm glad to see y'all supporting each other. Duran can't wait for me to talk about Kanye. Should I need to make a video about Kanye West, aka the downfall? Yeah, you do need to make a video about Kanye. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Okay, good to see this support. Lomax, okay, how am I supposed to, Low M Backs Gaming? How am I supposed to say your channel name? Thank you for coming in. And yeah, we are in here, we're supporting each other's channels, and I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the news. Wolverine Scratch is gonna get some ice cream. His sister's here from Ireland. Oh, okay. Well, then y'all go and have a good time. Thank you for popping in. Rocco, cut it out. You're getting on my nerves. Okay. Get down. Get down. You can't have all my attention. Okay. Now, let me get back to what I was talking about. If you had or have a favorite R. Kelly song, let me know what it was. And, oh, L-O-M, like Tom, Lombax. Okay, so it's all just one word. Okay, because I'm seeing like the capital and lowercase and thinking, okay, so Lombax Gaming, is that what it is? Okay, thank you. Okay, so thanks for popping in. So yeah, y'all keep supporting each other. I'm just going to move on to the next topic, which is a story that I have titled Eating While Black in Toronto. Hen Kid, thank you for coming in. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? We're supporting each other's channels, and I'm just talking about what's going on in the news. So, Eating While Black in Toronto. A man named Emile Wickham. Thank you for dropping that like. Thank you all for dropping the like and participating in the stream. A man named Emile Wickham and his friends were asked to prepay for their meals at Hong Xing Chinese restaurant in downtown Toronto, while no other diners were asked to do so. The Ontario Human Rights Tribunal has ordered the restaurant to pay them after doing that, and they were ordered to pay the black customers $10,000 as compensation for a rights violation after Mr. Wickham was asked to pay ahead of eating. He looked around the restaurant because he's like, okay, is this happening to anyone else? And then so it occurred to him that he and his friends were the only black diners in the establishment. So he asked the other diners if they were told to pay before they ate, and all of them said no. So he said that he feels like a lot of Canadians feel like just because they don't use the N-word, or because they have that one black colleague, or they like to eat Jamaican food, that they're not racist. But he's asking people to kind of check themselves. And this incident happened 4 years ago. Okay, come here, Rocco. Say hi. Look, say hi. Look at them. Say hi and say bye. I'm gonna throw him out of here because he's getting on my nerves. So y'all hang on just a second. Oh, thank you for popping in the family show. Hold on. You have to go. You're being a bad boy. Get out. Go. Go lay down with your daddy. I'm coming. Sorry. Okay. He was being a bad boy, so he had to get out of here. Okay. So yeah, the incident actually happened 4 years ago, but thanks to this, what is it called? Ontario Human Rights Tribunal, they were able to get some compensation out of it, and hopefully that $10,000 amount sent a message to the restaurants there to like not do this kind of stuff again. I think that that's really horrible. Oh, Tom and Nancy. Okay, that's a new one for me. Thank you for popping in. We are supporting each other's channels, and I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the news. So during the week. So let me see here what the comments are that I have missed since my dog started acting like a fool. Oh, thanks, Hen Kid, and I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Let's see here. Okay, I see you all talking to each other, still supporting each other, which is great. Thank you for that. Please keep that going. Hold on. Oh, Miss Cat B says, what the F, really? Yeah, that really happened, and not too long ago, you guys. This was just 4 years ago. Let's see here. So yeah, but I was really glad to see. Let's see, it breaks my heart to think my babies will grow up in such a world. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I don't have children yet myself. And it kind of makes you feel like, gosh, do I want to bring children into this world? Because it seems like it's just not going to get any better. And like even my parents tell me that they hate seeing that, like all these, like when the marches now that have been going on. Hey, Funday Gaming, thanks for coming in. Whether it's Black Lives Matter or whether it's some alt-right, racist group, my parents thought that all this stuff kind of died down when they were children, growing up in the 50s and the 60s. And it's just like all this stuff is happening over again, and they thought that their children would never see these types of things. But the world has changed in many ways, and it has stayed the same in many ways. So Funday, you know what we're doing. You know how we do it in here. We're supporting each other's channels, and I'm just running down stuff that caught my attention in the news this week, and it's kind of a lot to get to, and I want to do it as quickly as I can because I'm still battling a cold, and I have my water, I have my my cough drops, and I'm going to try to get through this. Hold on. Yeah, I agree, Miss Kathy. It is a shame. So here we have another story. Like I said, we're going to talk about this being a person of color. Native American brothers were removed from a university for making a woman nervous. Okay? Colorado State University issued an apology to 2 Native American men after they were removed from a college tour because a woman told campus police that their presence made her feel nervous. The bitch who said that she was nervous was a parent who was on the same tour. The mother of the 2 Native Americans said that she feared for her son's safety, obviously. I saw the video of them being questioned by the campus police, and it was absolutely ridiculous. The campus police told them that they were making people nervous because they joined the group late, and they weren't answering anyone's questions, and they showed up without a parent, so they needed to search them. The boys had cell phones, they had IDs, and they had a tour reservation. That was it. So the campus police apologized to them and told them to go and catch up to their tour group. And why, though, did they need to answer anyone's questions? The staffers knew that the boys belonged there. They had their reservation. So if other people who were in the tour had questions about it, these boys don't owe them any answers or any responses. So it was just really stupid. The mother, let's see again, the woman who called the police literally said that the problem was that the boys were being too quiet. The staffers knew that the boys were a part of the tour again because they had their reservation for the tour. The mother said, the one who called, the boys, the Native American boys' mother said, and I quote, "That was just a big red flag for me. When you think about young men of color being shot all over the place or being arrested, I said, just get in the car and come home. They'd missed a day of school. They'd missed a day of school for this campus tour, only to be pushed aside because of some woman's fears." When the officers released the boys, one of them told the boys, "You should learn to speak up for yourselves." So now, apparently, for people of color, or at least Native American people, being too quiet is a crime too. It's just like, I can't. And these young men, high school seniors, they saved their own money, drove the family car. Like I said, this is Colorado State University. They drove their car from some town in New Mexico, wherever they're from, so quite a distance. Drove the family car to get there. So when I read that it's a family car, I'm assuming that it's only the one vehicle that this family has. So it was a financial sacrifice that they made to be able to take this tour. Twins Elite TV, thank you for dropping a like, thank you for popping in. And so they did all this, saved their money, took the day off from school, made this trip for this campus tour, only to be called out and searched and not able to catch up with the tour when they were released by the campus police. And yes, the nervous mom did happen to be a white woman. And the university did a bullshit ass apology and offered to reimburse them for their tour and their traveling expenses, which I think is good. It's something. And apparently the university has also reached out to the family and the boys' high school, but they have yet to receive a response. It's like this family doesn't want anything to do with them. And they also welcomed the family to come back to the campus for an all-expense-paid VIP tour. So that's something, but it still just really sucks. The damage is done, and I don't think that these young men are ever going to want to attend that school now. That's just like too much to happen on your first day there. It's just a campus visit. Like, how could you ever feel comfortable moving into a dorm or walking around campus day to day if that's what happened on your first visit there? So let's see here. Hen Kid said this world is just becoming unreal. Like, you can walk down the street. Like, you can walk down the street. Maybe you're saying can't walk down the street without getting harassed. Yeah, okay. That's okay. That's what I thought you meant, Hen Kid. Let's see here. Hen Kid said that is ridiculous. Wrong. And yeah, it is. It's wrong. Like, they weren't doing anything. Miss Cat B says such a shame. So yeah, just you guys, there was so much garbage like this going on in the news, and I hate it. But let's see, let's get to something that I thought. Twins Elite TV says it's a cold world, but we do have to live to survive, and you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah. Miss Catby says, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's right. Like, who would have thought that being too quiet is going to offend someone or scare someone to the point that they need to call the police? I mean, and I listened to the 911 call. It was so stupid, you guys. It was so stupid. The lady was describing how they were dressed. She's like, they're wearing dark clothes and I mean, it was just, anyway, it was stupid. It just makes me angry even thinking about it. If you're a person of color, you just got to be ready for the BS. Yeah, that's true, kind of like Twins Elite TV said, it's a cold world, but we got to live in it, and, we just have to navigate it differently than other people get to navigate it. We got to play the hand that we're dealt. So, I try to spread love, not hate, absolutely, and that's what we should do. We should spread love, and maybe if more love gets spread, more people's attitudes will change. I don't know, but, so that was that. And like I said, in between topics, I want to be asking you all, what is your favorite R. Kelly song that you won't be listening to anymore if you're going to mute R. Kelly, or are you going to mute R. Kelly? So that brings me to the next story, which is about the hashtag Mute R. Kelly that I saw trending on Twitter, and it just made my day. Finally, this is catching on. For more than two decades, there have been credible accusations against R. Kelly for sexual misconduct, and he has settled multiple claims. Oh, thank you for coming in, Miss Cat B. Finally, the women of Time's Up, specifically the women of color of Time's Up, have finally decided to join up with the ladies who had already started a Mute R. Kelly movement. Rashad, too cool. Hey, thank you for coming in. Look, we're just getting into talking about this Mute R. Kelly stuff. We're supporting other channels like we always do. So just come on in and see if it's some channels you want to support. They might support you back. And I'm just running down what happened in the news. So thank you for coming in. So glad to see you. So anyway, they're finally deciding to join up with these ladies in this Mute R. Kelly movement, and I'm glad. In an attempt to have him off the radio and out of concert venues. And these women include, but are not limited to, Oprah Winfrey, Shonda Rhimes, Ava DuVernay, and Journey Smollett. They are asking that his music be removed from radio airwaves and streaming services, and that he's removed from concert dates that he had lined up, and that a real investigation be done of these allegations that are out here. So far, a number of people and entities are stepping up and deciding to mute R. Kelly, including, now these I don't have written down, but I did hear that, what's the guy from The Roots, the main one, like the lead guy you always see on Fallon, hey Rido boy, he said, you know, he's against R. Kelly. Charlemagne the God, from The Breakfast Club, which I don't like The Breakfast Club or Charlemagne, but I'm glad to hear that. Tiffany Haddish. A lot of people are just coming out, individuals are just coming out openly speaking against R. Kelly in entertainment, and that's great to hear. But also Boss FM. Hi Sarah Elizabeth, how are you doing? Boss FM, his music has been removed from all of their channels, as well as the Tom Joyner Morning Show, which I remember, after I remember Tom Joyner years ago joking about how regardless of the accusations against him, his music was just too good to stop playing, and I had since stopped listening to the Tom Joyner Morning Show. But anyway, he says that now he won't be playing his music. Eve, I know, has come out and spoken against him and said that there were always things that she heard, just rumblings in the industry. I guess maybe like all the ladies on that show that she's on as well. Let's see. So he's been included in several concerts where he was part of a larger lineup, and he has been removed from many of those concerts, as well as concerts in which he was the only performer. And so R. Kelly did something that I've never seen him do, which was apologize about anything. He took to his Instagram to apologize and say that he didn't know why his dates were getting canceled. His management team released a statement that he probably couldn't even read because there are so many rumors floating around out there saying that R. Kelly's illiterate. But among other things, the statement read, and I quote, "Since America was born, Black men and women have been lynched for having sex or being accused of it. We will vigorously resist this attempted public lynching of a Black man who has made extraordinary contributions to our culture." Now, this is what is called playing the race card. I'm sorry, but Remix to Ignition is a far cry from an extraordinary contribution to our culture. So can we please cut the bullshit? And while I'm talking about R. Kelly, so that's what his team had to say. But let's just go through these allegations against him, and they do date back to 1994. Exactly right, oh boy. Way to play the race card. So here we have 24 years worth of allegations. In 1994, R. Kelly married 15-year-old Aaliyah, the pop star who has since died. She died in a plane crash years ago. And in 1995, Kelly began a relationship with underage Lizette Martinez. In 1996, there was the Tiffany Hawkins lawsuit. In 2000, a sex tape was sent to the Chicago Sun-Times and an article was written about R. Kelly. And then in 2001, there was the Tracy Sampson lawsuit. In 2002, there was the Patrice Jones lawsuit. In 2003, there was the Montrina Woods lawsuit. In 2005, his second wife, Andrea Lee, filed a restraining order against him alleging abuse. In 2006, he was sued by a work associate. And in 2008, there was a trial for 14 counts of child pornography, and he was somehow found not guilty. See Rashad's comment. And in 2017, there was the news of the sex cult, and 2 alleged victims backed up the story of the sex cult. And then in 2018, an unnamed woman, it keeps going on, an unnamed woman filed a criminal complaint that he gave her herpes. And that's here in Texas. She's in Dallas, where in the state of Texas, it is a crime to knowingly pass on an STD to someone. So that's a felony here in the state of Texas. And if he really did give her herpes and she can prove it, then I mean, he could be put away for that here. So I hope that somehow he gets put away for something and has to answer to something. This man has been a nasty, creepy guy for a long time, allegedly. So I had to say allegedly because, you know, in case R. Kelly tries to come and sue me, there's nothing here that he can get. But anyway, it's all alleged until he's found guilty of something, just like Bill Cosby was. So let's see what y'all are saying about that. Let's see. Okay, I'm glad to see that you all are still supporting each other. We are not going to use the subbed word in this live stream because apparently YouTube has issues with that, and I don't want to get shut down. I want to have everybody support each other. So let's say support is our word, or y'all can use something else, but we are not going to use sub and subbed and subscribe in here because for whatever reason people have been getting in trouble for it. And so yeah, y'all just and my mods, I think Right Up Boy might be the only mod in here. So moderators, if you'll just remind people every now and then, maybe in between every story or every 5 to 10 minutes, just let them know. But please come in. If you can find some people to support them, and they might support you back. You know, and we can probably help each other grow. Let's see here. Rashad Too Cool made me laugh. Like, well, dang, R. Kelly keeps going on. I just hear that in a... no need to apologize. No need to apologize at all. As long as my channel's not shut down, I don't care. We can... We're good. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, love that I see. Thank you for saying I have great content, Rowdy Chica. I love to see the support that y'all are giving each other. That is wonderful to me. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if anybody else is talking about R. Kelly. Okay, Right Up Boy says he hasn't listened to an R. Kelly song in years, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Rowdy Chica says, I never listened to any of his music that much anyway, therefore I have no favorites. Okay. Okay, okay, Rashad, when you said TIP, what was that? Am I missing something, or was that to somebody else? Yeah, if I'm all in your business and you're talking to somebody else, then I apologize. Let's see. Now, Sarah Elizabeth, thank you for popping in. So yeah, you see, we're just supporting each other, and I'm just running down stuff that happened in the news that caught my eye. And thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for commenting in the chat. If you have an R. Kelly song that you won't be listening to anymore, then put it in the chat. If you're going to mute him, put it in the chat. If you're going to keep playing him, put it in the chat. And let's just keep that topic going in between discussions. And we did talk about that. But Rowdy Chica, were you there? Bree Britt, I know, was in here earlier. They were in that stream. At least, okay, I did a couple of lunchtime live streams. That's what I want to start doing, like now when I see that a topic is just really, really burning hot. If I catch it within 24 hours, then I want to like come on and talk about it and just get initial reactions before I do any kind of research or whatever. So let's see. What songs do you have in your playlist, Sarah Elizabeth? Are they songs that you know, like that you really, really jam to, or are they kind of just there? Will you delete them? Will you keep them? Does it matter to you? Let me know. Now we have Koonye West, who y'all know, if y'all been with me for a while, y'all know that I don't even really like talking about Koonye West. I don't like, whatever. So I already talked about him at the request of somebody who was in my first lunchtime live stream, and they said they wanted to talk about him too, so we did. So I won't spend a lot of time on him today, but I'll go on and give you the story. Koonye West, the wife of Kim Kardashian, is learning her ways and clearly pulling stunts in shows these days. He took his black ass to the TMZ office and, among other things, said that slavery must have been a choice because it lasted for 400 years. I am... American Copperhead, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you since our show, Damnation, got canceled. How are you doing? Thank you for popping in. We're talking about Kanye West right now. So, and and people are in the live stream supporting each other's channels. So anyway, like I said, he took his black ass to the TMZ office and, among other things, said that slavery must have been a choice. And I'm just so exhausted with this Negro that I don't know what to do. I rarely talk about anything Kardashian or Kardashian adjacent, but since someone from my lunchtime live stream asked me to talk about him, we did earlier this week. And so I don't even feel like hashing it out again, but I do want to know what you all think about his comments. And most people, from what I've seen, better than 90% of the reaction is just saying that, okay, Kanye, come on, surely you must have known. I mean, I don't care like how conservatively or right-wing you're thinking now, or how far up Trump's ass your head must be now. Surely you must know that slavery was not a choice. Let me just see what y'all are saying. Let me go to the comments. Let's see here. Wow, he really might be the worst ever. Okay, now that, I don't know if that was about Kanye or R. Kelly. Okay, so, Sarah says the R. Kelly song she has, or Step in the Name of Love, Fiesta. I actually liked Fiesta. Ignition, Bump and Grind, and Your Body Calling. She says LOL. And Your Body Calling wasn't a bad song either. It was just, for me, Sarah Elizabeth, the problem was that once all these allegations came out of him, and especially with the young girls, all that I could think about, especially like with the song like Your Body's Calling, I could only picture him like singing that song to my niece who was like 12 at the time. Like, he doesn't mean like a grown woman. He's like singing these songs to children, like that was my issue. But yeah, I liked Fiesta. That was a nice little bop. Let's see. Ride Up Way says, I was on the Kanye train until he said the slavery comment. He can go fuck himself. I don't have any issues with that. Yeah, he can. And what I had forgotten, I did know, but yeah, his mother was an African studies professor. So and that was very that was something that I think was reflected in Kanye's music when he first came out, and it's like he's doing everything that he can to run away from every shred of blackness that he has, and it's just weird. It's like we're just watching him unravel. American Copperhead says Kanye needs an intervention, and I think that y'all might be right. I've been hearing a lot of people say, keep Kanye in your prayers and blah, blah, blah. I really just don't care. I stopped caring about Kanye West years ago. It's been a few years, probably shortly after his mother died. I don't feel like he really wants to, and I don't know if it's that he doesn't necessarily want to associate with blackness, or if just normal things are out of his pay grade now because he's such a multi-millionaire. Maybe he's just out of touch with reality in general. I don't care. And yeah, that's what Right Up was saying. Even right-wingers don't go that far, to say that slavery was a choice. Like, now I've heard some of them say that, and I've heard people say that slaves might have, been more comfortable than people make it seem like, or maybe some of them didn't want to get out of slavery. Not to say that it was a choice, but like that they liked being enslaved or whatever, which is also stupid. But it's not as stupid as it was a choice, as if, our ancestors were just sitting on the plantation, getting their ass whipped every day, and thinking, man, forget this. I'm going to just go get me a job at, Olin Mills. This is stupid. Let me go, it wasn't a choice. Like, no part of it was a choice. Sarah Elizabeth says Kanye has lost his damn mind. And yes, he has. It was like, black people were just in their slave huts, you know, and masters calling everybody to come out to come and pick this cotton, you know, at 6 in the morning, and some of them are like, oh, no, you know, I don't feel like slaving today. I don't feel like this slavery thing today. I think that I'll just laze around and I'll get up at noon and just go, you know, have some lunch or something. That I don't think I'm not picking any cotton today. Nah, it's not for me. Like, how do you say that this is a choice? Listen, well, Rowdy Chica says, well, Miss Ty, tomorrow kicks off final exam week. Okay, so I will come through as a show of support in the next one. Thank you. Okay, well, look, everybody, let's wish Rowdy Chica good job on her finals. Like, you just go and make all A's, go and make some A's for us and come back and tell us about your 4.0 semester. I hope you have a good afternoon, good studies, and we'll see you on the next one. But just, yeah, take your time, and that's more important than talking about Koonye's stupid ass. So get off of here and go tend to your studies. So yeah, we support you, we love you, good luck, do your best. And but yeah, it's just stupid, the notion, and then there are some people, you know, who are trying to say, well, y'all don't understand what he was saying, he's talking about mental slavery. And no, he wasn't, because he made the point that, you know, 400 years, like, that sounds like a choice, like, and there was so many of y'all, like, it was like, you know, all these slaves, like, you outnumbered your master and your overseers and everything, so why don't y'all just come together? Okay, well, let's see. 9 times out of 10, master had a gun and the slaves didn't, so they could try to come together, but they're probably going to get shot. And then let's say that they make it off the plantation. They can't read maps. They can't read words. They can't read periods. So they get off the plantation. And then what happens next? Because it's not like slavery is just happening on the plantation. And even people who weren't keeping slaves were slave catchers. So if they're gonna, you know, let's say we all rise up against master and we're gonna, you know, we're deciding not to be slaves anymore, so we're gonna kill him, and then we're gonna leave here and go where? And do the fuck what? We can't read to fill out a job application. We can't, like I said, read a map to know that we need to go north. We don't know north from south, from east from west. What are we gonna do? You know, okay, so we kill him, and then what? Well, then we can go to prison. So I guess that was maybe the other option, or we can get hanged. We can be slaves, or we can be dead, or we can be in prison. Those were pretty much the options. You know, it wasn't like they could just say, I'm leaving the plantation and I'm gonna go to work for Imperial Sugar, because their wages are better than $0.00 an hour. You know, so let's see. Righto Boy says, well, if I was born a slave and my family were born slaves, we wouldn't know any different. I think slaves didn't know any different, so most didn't fight back. Yeah, exactly. You know, and some did. You know, we know about Nat Turner's rebellion. And we know that Harriet Tubman was very well known for taking slaves. You know, they would call it slave stealing, but you know, taking slaves from their plantation and running them up north to freedom. You know, and what she would do though, because you know, even the slaves who decided to run and the ones who made it to freedom, that was not easy. It wasn't like, you know, how Portia Williams on Real Housewives of Atlanta thinks that, you know, the Underground Railroad was an actual fucking train taking Negroes to some place called Freedom north above the Mason-Dixon line. That's not the way that it worked. So even to run would mean that you probably don't even have shoes, you don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have a place to sleep at night, you don't have cover. Again, on the run, There are slave catchers everywhere because slaves were a commodity. Slaves were something you buy, something you pay for. A master would pay to have his slaves brought back to him. So, so you're on the run. Let's say somebody by some miracle knows that we are actually headed north. We're not headed deeper south. We're not headed east or west. We're actually going north to where we can get free. You got slave catchers on your ass. So there are people like literally with dogs trying to pick up your scent, trying to hunt you down like you're some kind of animal. You're on the run. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. And then even being on the Underground Railroad, let's say that Harriet Tubman is the one who's taking you back and forth. There are, places that, were considered like safe houses where they know, okay, well, we can stop here, we can stay here overnight, or we can at least get water here, we can get food here, and we can get on the way. But then you have to be sure that, these people where you're going, one, is this the right place? If it is the right place, did this person change their opinion? Are they actually going to turn me in now? Or is this, because there were black and white people working together to end slavery or to try to get around it before it actually ended as an institution for the nation. So you have to watch your back. And then you're moving around with you don't have money. Again, no food, no clothes, no money, no water, no place to take a piss, no change of clothes, likely no shoes, and you're running on sticks and stones, and the bottom of your feet are all beat up. So it's just like, even to run was not easy. And Harriet Tubman, was quoted, as saying that there were many times when she would have to shoot and kill slaves, because a lot of them, once they got on the run, they did feel like, well, God, it's safer being with master, because at least there, I know the routine. I know I'm going to get my ass beat, but I know that I'm going to be fed some kind of slop. When you're out on the run, you don't know when you're going to get your next meal. But I know the people around me. Out here it's scary. There are people shooting at me. So I just want to go back, and I'm just going to go back to master and tell him. And so Harriet Tubman could not risk having people go back and tell them, well, this is the way that they went. So she would kill them. And so you see death on the run, when you decide, when you make the choice that you're not going to be a slave anymore. And so, yeah, like Sarah Elizabeth said, how ignorant. And like Rido said, some people are dumb as fuck. How do these people get on TV? Because I think that that's what some people want us to hear. I already might have said that for publicity, but I think he lost. American Copperhead, I think that everything that he does is for publicity, and that's one thing that I said on the live stream. I do feel like when Kanye married Kim Kardashian, that he became her wife, and he adopted her ways. And the Kardashians, everything that they do is about a publicity stunt, because they don't have talent unless marrying rich black men with record contracts and sports contracts and fucking them is a talent. So Kanye, I think, though, forgot that he actually does have a talent. So he doesn't have to pull stunts and shows for people to listen to him. He doesn't have to pull stunts and shows to get people's attention. He already had a platform, already was recognized as being a genius rapper, a brilliant producer. But he is just now, in my mind, become one of them. And so that's the way that I see it. I do think that he did it for publicity. I mean, and I could be wrong, but that's, I mean, we look at it, he's been silent all this time, apparently, and I wouldn't really know, because it's not like I follow Kanye on Twitter and people are talking about, oh, he came back to Twitter or he came back to Instagram, whatever. I've never followed Kanye West. Even when I liked Kanye West, I wasn't, like a stan. I liked his music, but, that was about it. But people were talking about his return to Twitter and everything, and okay, how ironic that it's timed right along with the release of his next album. the release of 2 albums that he's producing, one for Nas, one for Teyana Taylor, and he has new shoes coming out, and I think some new clothes with his fashion line. So, you know, if he's been laying low all this time, for several months at least, and not saying anything stupid, and then now all of a sudden we're hearing from him, I do think that it was for publicity, and I do think that, you know, it might pay off for him, because, you know, even though his original fan base was black people, and because he talked a very pro-black message, I do feel like he has alienated that fan base, and he has intentionally done so. And it's not like it's not like black people have more dollars than white people. He's definitely crossed over, and he has a lot of non-black people who will listen to him. And so whereas black people tended to take his comments personally, and to the point where they were offended and saying that they were hurt, you know, I took it and I was just like, this Negro crazy, you know, but it didn't like personally make me feel hurt, like, oh, how could Koonye say that? I'm just like, this Negro crazy. And I don't even believe that he thinks what he's saying. I think he's just doing it for shock value. So, but I think that, that because he's already alienated most of his original black fan base, that there are white people who are going to hear that comment, and even though they might think it's crazy, they won't be personally offended by it. And not to the point where it's like, yeah, but I mean, I still like his music, so he has a CD coming out, so I'm going to buy it. And so I think that he's like probably comfortably crossed over enough to where that statement won't hurt him too much, even though everybody, for the most part, regardless of race, seems to come out and say, okay, he lost his mind with this one. It's not going to personally offend non-black people the way that it will offend black people. And there's a whole lot more money when you leave outside of just black land, right? So I think that it's a safe move for him. So, yeah, let's see. Right Up Voices, he was talking some sense, then he said that, and I had to get off the train. I think everyone will forget when his album drops. I hope so. Right Up Boy. I just don't think so. I hope so. You know, I don't care. I'm not looking for it. I get to the farm. You know, we're in here doing our usual, supporting other channels, and I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the news. And in my opinion, unless you all have something else to say, we just wrapped up the conversation about Kanye West. I'm about done talking about him and his idiotic comments. So apparently, y'all, yeah, anybody in here who's a black American, our ancestors were just sitting around being slaves, and they could have just walked away at any time. Who knew? Silly them. Let's see. I haven't talked about Issa yet. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Right Up Boy just ended. Oh, game just ended, and I caught you still. Okay. So y'all, yeah, get to the farm. She does a fun hangman style game on her for her live stream, and that's fun. So y'all check her out if y'all aren't already checking out Get to the Farm. She has other stuff. Cool channel. And so, perfect timing, Right Up Boy, because Issa Rae is the next topic. So, Issa Rae was in hot water for all of 20 minutes on social media because some dusty Dick Hotep pulled up a quote from a 3-year-old book and used it out of context. The general headline running was that Issa Rae says black women should ditch black men and procreate with Asian men. And it seems like more people than not took it for what it was. And even a lot of black men were on Twitter were like, hey, y'all on your own. You know, I'm not canceling Issa Rae. I'm waiting for season 3 of Insecure. And that's her TV show, in case y'all don't know who she is or what she does. But she has a TV show on HBO called Insecure. And she started her platform right here on YouTube, doing a series called Awkward Black Girl, or The Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl. And you guys, if y'all are familiar with that, that thing is funny. She like just produced it with some friends she knew, and it was hilarious. And it, oh my gosh, it just details the life of this awkward black woman, adult woman, and her interactions with her co-workers and trying to date. It's hilarious. So if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and go and look that up. It's hilarious. So anyway, there were many people, including black men, who were supporting her and saying, okay, I get it, this is like a joke. I'm not gonna take, I'm not gonna take this seriously, and I'm still gonna support her. But then there were also a number of black men who were definitely in their feelings and whose panties were in a bunch over this statement from a book. And I do actually want to examine the statement alone, because I can even find, I guess I'm gonna say, can find something to take issue with. But for me, the problem would be just the statement alone, is that it's kind of an elitist or a classist type of a statement. So here's what was written in the book, and that I'm quoting this word for word. This is why I propose that black women and Asian men join forces in love, marriage, and procreation. Educated black women, what better intellectual match for you than an Asian man? And I'm not talking about Filipinos. They're like the blacks of Asians. I'm talking Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, etc. Okay, so that's what she said. So first, let's take the statement alone at face value. That's what I'm going to do. And I could see why Filipinos and blacks as a whole would be, hi, Chevy Powered Box, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Hi, The Real. Oh, hey, Sammy. Oh, gosh, Sammy, you missed so much. Okay, so now we're on to Issa Rae. So I was saying I could see, and y'all just support each other in the live stream if you want, and I'm just talking about what caught my attention in the news. So, again, I could see why Filipinos and blacks as a whole would be offended at that statement, but not black men. Other than the point about Filipinos being the blacks of Asians, I don't really see any lies or any problem with what she said. But what she's doing, she's clearly putting blacks at the totem pole of all races while denigrating Filipinos. And I don't know enough about Filipinos or Asians as a whole to know if Asian people feel that way about Filipinos. Do they feel like they're the worst Asians? Now, that aside, the other issue that could be seen as classist or elitist is that she secondly says that educated black women should join forces with Asian men. First she says black women should, and then she says educated black women, this would be a good match for you. And not all black women. So I guess it's almost like she's saying that non-educated black women, they get nothing in her world. But those are the issues that I could take with her statements if I didn't know that the book was a comical satire. It was a joke grounded in some truths, as most jokes are. The jokes that are good or the jokes that land, they have to be grounded in something that makes people think, well, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Now, she prefaced all of that by stating that black women and Asian men are the least sought after. And let's be honest, we see the way that some black men talk about black women, and it goes unchecked for the most part, especially by other black men. Black men are out in the media saying trashy things about black women. It's not like black men as a collective just jump on, hey, you don't talk like that about black women. That doesn't happen. And so Asian women, as a collective, they date out of their race, marry out of their race, procreate out of their race, even more than black men, and are the only other race of people I see who dog out and insult the opposite sex of their own race as viciously as black men do. She mentioned that both black women and Asian men have stereotypes that plague us and make us seem undateable. Like for instance, black women, we have this stereotype that we're just always angry and we're argumentative, we're combative, and then Asian men, they're seen as nerdy and not masculine enough, or they're always emasculated, or if they are doing something that's halfway manly, they got to be doing martial arts or something. But what she's saying is that along with other reasons that she mentioned would make Asian men and black women a good match. Now, her book has been out since 2015, and I don't know of any place where that particular passage was singled out for discussion until last week. And it's almost like, it almost makes it seem like some angry black man just took that one page, or rather that one paragraph, and decided to go off. And the fake outrage coming from black men about her comment is really idiotic to me, and it shows that the black men who hate black women, and I'm not saying all black men do, but I'm saying that for the black men who really do not like black women, it shows that they can't even take a taste of their own medicine, because what Issa Rae said in that book isn't half as offensive as the statements that black male celebrities make about black women, it seems like on a monthly basis. Truth be told, she didn't even mention black men in that passage. If you heard what I said, she only talked about Asian men and black women. She didn't distinctly point out black men and say something. Yeah, I do have an Instagram, Sammy. I'll go back to the comments after I finish this topic. But yeah, she didn't say anything about black men. She didn't say, Asian men are our match and black men are stupid, or Asian men are our match and black men are poor and don't have. She didn't say anything about black men, but black men on Twitter were up in arms about a passage from a 3-year-old book where there was no direct diss to them. And they just, to me, want to be chosen by everybody. Even the black women and the dark-skinned black women who they claim they don't want. So there were so many tweets, and there were so many tweets from black men about how Issa Rae is ugly anyway, she's too black, her ass isn't big enough, she's too dark, she ain't cute, so those Asian men can have her ugly ass. Some guy said she was shaped like an Android phone charger. So if that's really the case, then why are you so angry about what she said? Clearly, she's not your type. So she's not the woman you want, so why does it matter? And I'm just like, Negroes, please, I can't. Salty as fuck, exactly right, oh boy. And so I guess for all of 20 minutes, the angry black men thought that they were going to get her show, Insecure, kicked off of HBO. Think again. And all of this is happening within days. This is just something that came to my mind of Donald Glover, who I have been comparing to Issa Rae for the feel of his show. He has a TV show, Atlanta. They both have like these, 30-minute shows that are kind of quirky, on cable networks. And the timing that Atlanta came out versus the timing that Issa Rae's show, Insecure, came out, to me it made them almost seem like opposite sex versions of each other. Here's a black man with a show called Atlanta, a black woman with a show called Insecure, and then like it seems like when their TV shows came out that they were both like already like out in the public, but then when their TV shows came out, like they both got like thrusted into like real big time fame, where they weren't kind of just these underground people that certain people knew about in certain circles. Like everybody knew who Issa Rae was and everybody knew who Donald Glover was like at the same time. So while he's being praised for his artistic abilities, and literally just this morning was trending all over Twitter for his appearance on Saturday Night Live and a music video that he released called This Is America, the video treatment definitely had a pro-black feel and an anti-gun message in it, and it does look like something that I've never seen before, so kudos to him. But Where was all of the outrage from black men about Donald's joke? Just like Issa's joke in her book, in a stand-up routine where he was talking about having sex with an Armenian chick, as they are, in his words, Armenian girls are the black girls of the white race, he said. But here's his joke that he said, and I quote, this is what he said about having sex with this Armenian woman. He says, quote, I was having sex with this girl, and we were towards the end, and she goes, fuck me hard with that nigger dick. And I stop, and I look her right in the eye, and I came harder than I ever come before. It was so awesome, you guys. It was almost worth being black my entire life. That was his joke. But there was no outrage to this joke, and there were no calls from black men to cancel his show. And I don't think that you're ever going to find him. Yeah, Sarah, that's a joke. That's a joke. Fuck me hard with your nigger dick. But I guess the black men are okay with that. Yeah, American Copperhead. Yeah. And everybody, even black women, are still supporting Donald Glover. No one's calling for his show to be cut off. No one's calling for him to be canceled, you know, in social media. But yeah. So let me go to your comments. Sammy says, yeah, Sarah says that's a joke. Like, yeah, right? American Copperhead says, what the fuck? Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. He also has been rapping. Before I knew him as an actor or comedian, I knew him as a rapper, Childish Gambino. I had his songs downloaded and would, you know, listen to his songs. Hi, Free Killer. Thanks for coming in. We're just supporting channels in the chat, and I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the news. Let's see here. Sammy says, don't need no N-word comments in it. The Real says, Armenian are the what? LOL. Yeah, he says, that was another one of his jokes, I guess, that Armenian women are the black women of white women. I don't know, right? So, yeah, let's see here. Right Up Boy says, oh, yeah, I remember that. I love Donald Glover. Okay. Wolverine says, but I think she said it in a get your freak on way instead of a racist way, but I don't know. Well, let's see. Okay, hold up. Yeah, and I'm sure that that's what she meant it in. However, Wolverine Scratch, I would say that even if you can talk, get your freak on talk without using the N-word with your black partner, if you have a black partner. Like if you know, Matthew and I were ever in a sexual encounter and he says something about, you know, give me that nigger pussy, he's going to die in the middle of that sexual encounter because I'm going to kill him. I'm going to snap his head off. Like, don't you ever, like, say anything, like, that's disgusting. Like, no. That's not what we do. That's not how it goes. Okay, so let me see the comment about that. Okay, let's see. I was enjoying a cold beverage in the park today. A lady came up behind me and slapped my booty and said, white privilege, and left. Oh, but I think she said it in the get your. Okay, so I thought you were. Okay. I need to go up from the top. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not cool. What are these women slapping people on the booty for? That's yeah. That would not be sexy at all. But according to Donald Glover, he said that was the hardest he ever came in his life because that Armenian girl, the black girl of white girls, told him to, you know, bang her out with his nigger dick. So, okay. Let's see here. Strawberry and waffles. Okay, hold up. What are y'all talking about? Let's see here. Right Up Boy says, I really haven't heard Asian women do that, but okay, Issa. Okay, now, are you talking about, you haven't heard them disrespect their men? Because if that's what you're talking about, I have. But tell me it right away if that's even what you meant, because if it's not, then I don't need to go into the another thing like I did with Wolverine Scratch. Let's see here. Let's see. I would want to know what led up to that paragraph. Okay, so gosh, and I would, you know what? I'm gonna start using my tablet during this. Let me see. I'm gonna turn on the screen. I want to see, because I would like for you all to be able to see some of the stuff that I'm reading, or like if I like have a picture or something, I want to be able to like put it up to the screen so y'all can see. But yeah, so what led up to it? It was really okay. So to put it in context, I would say first, you all go on YouTube and find I think it's called The Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl. And that's like where all this kind of gets put in context. And then, because what she's doing is she's writing a guide for girls who are awkward and black to live their lives. And basically what she's saying, and that it even comes out in the video series, is that, you know, black guys aren't really into black girls, and especially black girls who look a certain way. And she's a dark-skinned black woman with a very short hairstyle or whatever. And so she's saying that black guys aren't really feeling her like that. And so, oh, Sizzling Slot Jackpot. Hey, that's a new supporter, and I'm a new supporter of them. Thank you for coming in. Look, we're supporting each other in the live stream, and I'm just talking about stuff that happened on the news. So come in and feel free to talk. And we're just talking some raunchy stuff right now. But so yeah, she was just saying that since, like, if you look at, let's say you look at an app like, what is the app where you swipe left? Oh, Tinder. Okay, so like on all of those dating apps, it's just statistical evidence that black women come in as the least desired for women, and Asian men come in as the least desired for men. And so she's saying that since nobody wants either of us, then these two groups should link up together to date and marry and procreate. And the problem was that some black men took issue with her comments, not because they think that black women are all of that, but because somehow they found an insult in it about themselves. And I think that they kind of just inserted themselves into it. But it was basically self-deprecating humor, saying that, you know, well, since we're at the bottom and we can't get everybody, well, then we just need to go for the other people who can't get everybody too. Yeah, like I said, I would need to know the paragraph before the apple. Let's see. Gosh, I wish that I had charged my tablet, and I would read it to you, because it would put it in more context. But yeah, anyway, I can't even think of the name of the book now. But it's something like Awkward Black Girl. Look up Issa Rae, ISSARAE, and you can see it for yourself. Let's see, but you did give it much more context, like I thought it would. Okay, well, cool. As long as, yeah, we have an understanding, because I don't want to confuse anybody. The Real gave me a salute. I appreciate that. Let's see, and Chevy Power Fox. Okay, so I don't know what the LOL wow was that American Copperhead was doing. No telling, because I said a whole lot of The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. Thank you, Sarah Elizabeth. Let's see here. Okay, so then let me go back down to these newer comments and see what I've missed, and we'll get on to the next story. Hold up. Okay, Wolverine Scratch and Sammy are having a conversation. Okay, my Instagram is I'll type it in the chat. I don't hardly get on. I haven't been on my Instagram in a minute, but that's it there. I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm on Twitter like every day, but that's my Instagram. And I'll friend you back or whatever when I see it. I just haven't been on my Instagram in months. Let's see here. Thank you. You're welcome, love. Let's see here. Sammy says, yes, I get it, girl. I don't know what you were saying. Okay, so y'all are responding to my nigger dick and nigger pussy comments. Okay, if y'all are coming in late, there was a whole conversation that we had. I'm not just saying crude things for the sake of saying them. So let's say, oh, thank you. Okay, I'll follow you back. I'll get on my Instagram and I'll follow you back. Right, the boy says, yeah, that's not sexy at all. Let's see here. Issa's cute. She's not Simone Biles cute, but she's still cute. Now that's funny because I know that you love Simone Biles, so I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. But I do think that Issa Rae is like, she's really stepped up her game in the looks department, and she looks so good in that Drake video. But anyway, let's see. I'm naked and I'm enjoying my bank holiday, so I'm great. Okay, well, Wolverine scratches naked. I thought your sister was visiting and you were getting ice cream. Why aren't your clothes on? What's going on here? Let's see here. Von D says somebody set tripping. What are you talking about, Von D? Who set tripping? I know what that is. So who's doing that? Let's see. Wolverine said, I've seen some Koonye records on discount today. Not surprised. Are you serious, Wolverine? Did you really see Koonye records on discount today? Where? Let's see here. And where are records even sold anymore? I thought that people just bought their music online now. Sarah says, okay, Sarah Elizabeth was saying, she's gone. Okay, I don't know what. Oh, no. Nobody's trolling. Me, Bondi. Thank you, though. Thank you for looking out. Let's see. Anytime there's an outtake, I want to see all the stuff surrounding it in its original context. Absolutely get to the farm. Yeah, and that's why I was like, it was very odd to me that someone would have taken Issa Rae's quote and just those like couple of sentences and posted that, especially from a book that's 3 years old. And it's like, okay, well, if you have the book, or if you have that sentence, my guess is that you have the book. So, like, did you read the whole book, or were you just, like, looking for a sentence to be angry about and to tell people about? It was so weird. So, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say about that. Let's see. Okay, so I have a question for my people in the UK. Do you all know who Maya Jama is? Because the story that I have about her, it's old news, but it's relatively new to me. Let's see. Oh yes, H&B in the UK, they also had R. Kelly's records on sale. Oh gosh, now that's hilarious. Two people who I don't mind if I never hear from them again. Two men who claim Chicago. What's going on with them? Chicago and Philadelphia. There's just like crazy news coming out of there. Okay, so if my UK people don't know who Maya Jama is, I don't know a whole lot about her. But the reason, okay, so if y'all been like following me, I did say that every day for the month of May, I want to give y'all something, whether it's an upload or a live stream. So I've been doing my lunchtime live streams. I did like maybe 3. And then I've been uploading videos. And the last 2 videos that I uploaded are on the topic of colorism, which, if you don't know what that is just, it's prejudice against people within your own race or your own ethnic group based on your skin tone. So it's really prevalent in. You gonna come and say hi?
I'll come sit a little bit.
Oh, y'all, we have a special guest.
Hey,
wait a minute now.
Hold
before
up, say hello to my baby first.
Oh, excuse me. He's saying hello to his baby first. His baby Sammy. But we have a special guest.
Special guest.
Come and say hi.
Hello.
It's Uno.
What's up? Oh, yeah. And that's how it goes around here.
I had to throw him out because he was biting me. Sarah Elizabeth says hello, and Sammy says hello with an exclamation point.
What up,
Wolverine
y'all?
scratches, hey man. Bondi says, mama, there goes that man.
That's right.
I love Bondi.
All right.
Babe, I really could have used you today. All the topics
Oh,
were
just today,
about-
huh?
Yes.
Okay.
The real says salute. American Copperhead says hi.
What up?
So you got a lot. You got some people showing you love.
What up,
You know what I'm
everybody?
saying? We keep it real, showing love.
Everybody.
We were talking about everything has been about race. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's
No.
exactly what I want to talk about.
Here's the thing. I was telling them about. Okay, I showed you this stuff about Issa Rae, the
Stop,
dark-skinned black lady who made the comments about black men and Asian, black women and Asian men getting together. Okay, right. So in contrast to that, remember how I was also telling you about a show called Atlanta that I thought what you might get into because
Sure.
it's like, okay, are you just saying that? You were just saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is there's a black male rapper. He goes by Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
That's his rap name.
All right.
And
At least he's not a little such and such or something.
That's true. Lil Gambino.
Little Gambino, such and such.
So he was trending all over Twitter today because he did apparently like a spectacular performance on Saturday Night Live. And he has
He's on SNL?
Yeah, and he has this new music video out called This Is America. And it looks like the video is kind of like a pro-black type video, but it also has this anti-gun message, right? And so everybody's just going on and on and on about him, right? That Lil is plain as fuck, though. The real. It is.
It's played?
So, what I was saying, okay, I was telling you how there were black men saying that they need to cancel this woman's show because she made that comment, which she wrote in a satirical book 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then this guy, Childish Gambino, who everybody is praising today, Donald Glover, he made a statement first, and like hers was a joke, this was also a joke because he does stand-up comedy. He was saying that, first of all, he loves black women of other races. By that, he means that he says that Armenian women are the black women of white women. So he loves fucking them. So he told this joke about having sex with this Armenian girl, and when she told him to do something with his nigger dick, that it may, he looked into her eyes and he came harder than he ever came in his life.
That's...
Right?
Is he being honest?
It was a joke, so I don't know if he was
joke?
being honest or not. But the point is, what Issa Rae said, she never even mentioned black men. Okay, Bondi Gang, it says, wait, what? Okay, so you hadn't heard this joke, Bondi Gang. So she just said that this is what, black women should do. And so, anyway, so... the thing is, where is the outrage coming from black men? Because he literally is saying the N-word, but nobody's calling for his show to be canceled. So, it's just like, what's the deal,
Maybe Rocco knows. What's the deal, Rocco? You're black. Do you know?
Rocco. They already got to see Rocco.
I don't know. But I just came to say hi.
Well, thank you,
My legs
dear.
still hurt, so I'm going to lay back down. I'm getting old.
Okay, well, go on and lay back down, hon.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, all you people out there and across the pond if you're there. Watch
Okay. So the reason that I brought
Rocco.
you up was that because I mistook somebody. Yeah, I mistook what somebody was saying. Wolverine Scratch was talking about
Wolverine Scratch. That's a badass name.
he was talking about an exchange that he had with a woman who tapped him on the butt and said something, but then he said he did two comments, and he said, well, maybe he was saying it. He said maybe she was saying it in a sexual, like a get your freak on kind of way, and not a racist way. I thought that he was talking about the Armenian girl talking about nigger dick, and so I'm like, okay, well, let's say that Matt and I were having sex, and he says, something like throw that nigger pussy on me or something, I'm like, we're gonna have a problem. Matt's gonna be dead in the middle of our sexual encounter. Like, you can say,
you can get mad when we're done.
No, you better not. We're not even. Okay, so let me get off of here and go kill him, and then I'll be back, and we can continue this conversation when Matt is dead. But I'm just saying, you can be sexual and say things without insulting someone's race, got her. Literally says got her. So it's just like, what the fuck is? Put that nigger dick in me, and he's like, I never came so hard.
What if you say something like honky cock?
Would I ever?
What you say? You say some awful stuff.
You were leaving, right?
Should we get into it?
Anyone sure? Weren't you leaving?
Yeah, Ty, freaky nasty bitch.
Whatever.
That's a real name in case y'all don't know. Ty, freaky nasty Bivens. All right.
Bye. Okay, so anyway, we had some trolls in here. For whatever reason, my moderators were all gone because I'm sure that they would have handled that. So anyway, yeah, thanks for pointing that out to me. A few of you pointed that out to me. So thanks, y'all. Who was that? I know I saw Elizabeth say something, and I think I saw Wolverine say something. But anyway, I appreciate the heads up. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people, but we're not going to give trolls any play in this live stream. So back to reality. So since nobody knows Maya Jama, let me just go into why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing on colorism, because it seems like to me it's just become like the in thing for celebrities to thank you, Sarah. Back to life, back to reality. It seems like, now Sammy, if you have a Twitter, let me know and I'll follow you on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. Like I said, if you're looking at my Instagram, you haven't seen a recent post from me in months. I'll get back on there though, I will. It seems like celebrities are very comfortable making black women the butts of their jokes, and especially dark-skinned black women. And so Maya Jama, from what I understand, I had never heard of this person until I heard the story. She's a TV personality. I believe that she's a BBC presenter. And she seemed to be really popular in the UK and maybe even in places in Africa too, because there were a lot of black people making videos about her. And they all sounded like they were from over there, and they're talking to BBC, so I'm guessing that they're UK. Some of them even say that they're London. Okay, BBC presenter, nice. Okay, so literally, I believe that she's a biracial woman. I think she's biracial, black and white, and she has. Do y'all know someone named Stormzy? I think that Stormzy is her boyfriend, and I guess that he is a rapper or something. If y'all know who Stormzy is, let me know, because a lot of people didn't know who Maya Jama was, but when they would say that Stormzy was her boyfriend, they're like, oh, Stormzy's girlfriend, But then I hear these people who look like me, and my complexion a little bit darker, and they're like, she's saying stuff about, being black and talking about black women, and Stormzy is her boyfriend, and he's black as my hair, and so it's just okay, so anyway, Stormzy, okay, he's big in the UK, he's a rapper, he's still crap though, okay, so Stormzy is her boyfriend, and anyway, there is some 2012, apparently people just felt really, really, really comfortable saying a lot of stuff. Yes, I remember that song by Soul to Soul. That's what I was thinking, and I don't know your age, so I didn't know if that's what you were saying or if you knew it, but in my head it's back to life, back to reality. That's what was in my head, but I'm well, I don't know if that's what she means, so I didn't want to say it. Sarah Elizabeth. That was a good song though. Now that's in my, how do you want me? How do you need me? Okay, anyway, let me get back. Okay, so so she tweeted something, in 2012, and it's like there are some Twitter trolls or Twitter pudge rollers who are going back and they're pulling up old people's shit and they like want some answers. So anyway, she tweeted this tweet in 2012 that said something to the effect of dark-skinned bitches shaving their heads hoping that they'll look like Amber Rose, but they end up looking like Michael Jordan. L, because it was so funny to her, apparently, right? And so, you know, and like a lot of, you know, people who gain some kind of fame, you know, when you're a black woman and you, or at least when people identify you as black, you're going to have a black following. You're going to have black women to follow you. And so, and they're going to be your supporters. They're going to be your fans. And so black women heard this and they got, you know, they're up in arms. Now, this is an old tweet, and I don't know how old she is, but apparently she's still a pretty young lady. But, oh gosh, right, oh boy, you and Matt, you and Uno are on the same page there. He just does not think Amber Rose is hot at all. I think she's pretty, but I just think that all these girls with the surgery on their bodies, it's crazy. Boy George blocked you on Twitter because I said his hat was... Don't mess with Boy George. I love Boy George. Now you're getting into my childhood. Oh my gosh. Time is like my favorite song by Culture Club. Clock of the Heart. Oh my God. Don't mess with George, but Boy George. But anyway, so... there's like been, exactly, the internet never forgets. So if you don't want it repeated, you better delete it. And you better hope, or you better not ever say it because it doesn't go anywhere. So that's what she said. And, you know, black women were up in arms all over the place. And then, that's so Boy George. I love that time, Clock of the Heart. But anyway, so then she issued an apology that said that she said something that was offensive to a certain group of women, and she apologized to all women everywhere, you know, about, and so I'm like, wait. You can't offend one specific group of women and then apologize to every woman. Like you honed in on black women, and not just black women, but you said specifically dark-skinned women, and then you want to all lives matter the apology. You can't do that. If you offended them, then you apologize to them if your apology is sincere. But then everybody's like, well, how can she feel that way if Stormzy is her boyfriend? You know, she must not have a problem with dark skin, but there's a difference in the way that women who are coloreds feel about dark-skinned women versus dark-skinned men. And that's what I've been exploring in the last 2 videos that I posted. If this topic interests you at all, then take a look at those videos. And if there are any brown-skinned women, meaning like a black woman, my complexion, who want to talk about this subject, then let me know. And it's not like colorism only affects black people, because I know that it's a thing that's very present in Asian communities and the Latino community. And so I would love to hear what people would have to say. Yeah, exactly, American Copperhead, what a coward. Either own it or give it a real apology. Thank you, A View is a View, for coming in with that thumbs up. Now, A View is a View. I would consider your complexion brown. Do you consider your complexion brown? Because I'm asking because I've been doing some videos on colorism, and I want to get the perspective from brown-skinned black women, because I always hear dark-skinned black women in particular talking about colorism, and I hear light-skinned women talk about colorism, but they seem to talk about it from a point of view that's like, oh, those dark girls are just jealous, they're just bitter, they're just ugly, they need to get over it. So I would like to have some brown-skinned women who I can tag to talk about it. Yeah, and I get that too, A View is a View, but, well, just let me know if you're interested in being tagged in it, because I'm going to do some more videos. Okay, great, I can tag you, thank you. But yeah, I know what you're saying, I understand. Let's see here. Right Up Boy says, even the white community with the way we treat gingers. Oh my gosh. Do they really get all? Oh, look at Slick is here. I love all colors. I'm like Baskin and Robin. You see Slick regulates every shade of that ass. How are you doing? Thank you for popping in. So look, we're supporting each other's channels, and now I'm just like I'm out of my notes. I went over stuff that I thought was interesting or that caught my attention in the news this week, and so I'm just talking. But yeah, so I didn't. American Copperhead hit the nail on the head. You know, if you're gonna say it, own it. And if you're not, then don't. But yeah, let's see. I'm brown with nappy her. I love me. Yeah, me too. You know, y'all see my natural texture. And yeah, you know, I can straighten it and have it flowing and everything. But I do like. I'm liking getting to learn about my natural texture. Hey, Old Dirty Ninja, thank you for popping in. I thought that I had already was supporting your channel, but I wasn't, and so I made that correction today. He has some funny stuff on his channel. So look, we're just in here supporting each other's channels, and I was talking about stuff that I saw in the news that I thought was interesting to me. I've already gone over my notes, and so now I'm kind of just off the top of my head, and let's go another 20 minutes. We're at an hour and 40 minutes right now. Let's take it to, excuse me, let's take it to 2 hours even. And y'all, I'm still battling a cold. So I got my water, I got my cough drops. Well, y'all, do y'all mind? I have to have a cough drop because my voice feels like it's about to go out. If I said that you were dark skinned, would you be offended? I wouldn't. No, this is how folks look at each other. Yeah, no, that wouldn't offend me at all. I feel like I'm like right in the middle. And people, I've never had anyone to call me dark, but I'll have people to call me light. And I don't see myself as light. And I'm tanning now. I do tan, but still, even when I'm not tanned, I don't feel like I'm light. So, yeah, I don't like, yeah, we just kind of throw a lot of things out there. Yellow bone, red bone. It's so stupid. But anyway, so back to Maya Jama and her comments that dark-skinned women shave their heads, hoping that they're going to look like Amber Rose, but they end up looking like Michael Jordan. L-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-L. Because it's so funny, right? And I want to apologize to this certain group of women because they always get disrespected. I want to apologize because I offended a certain group of women that always gets disrespected, but I'm apologizing to all women everywhere. I don't understand how you think that it's cool to offend not just black women, but this specific group of black women, dark women, who always get shitted on, let's just be honest. And then you all lives matter the apology. You didn't offend all women. You didn't say all women are walking around looking like Michael Jordan. You said dark-skinned bitches is what you said. But then what she said was that it was she was quoting a comedian. Now her tweet was just written like a regular tweet, like a thought that came from her head. She wasn't retweeting or quoting a tweet from a comedian, and I don't even know if she has said what comedian said this because I haven't heard the original joke. It wasn't funny. So I think it's trash. And I've been seeing, like I said, I call bullshit too, right, oh boy. Old Dirty Ninja says, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it is rude. It's rude. I didn't see where it was funny. But it seems to be the norm. Okay, and so then what I've been hearing, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of black people, dark-skinned women, with these accents saying, you know, but how could she say that? Like, Stormzy Stormzy is her boyfriend, and he's like black. He's like really, really dark, like Stormzy's black as my hair. How can he say that? And so I've seen Stormzy. I heard he's some bullshit ass rapper in the UK. And turns out though that I saw, and I don't know if this is real or fake, but this is something that I just saw last night after I finished uploading my second video about colorism, is that Stormzy had some tweet that somebody pulled of his where he said that this is the time of night when dark-skinned girls are out eating trash. What? You know, like, people just say anything about dark-skinned women and it's supposed to be okay. I think the bald-headed chicks are still hot. I mean, I do too. I think that it's not a look for every woman, but for the women who can rock it, then yeah, you know, yeah, I think that it can be a really fierce look. Yeah, I think that girls with short hair rock. I agree, Sammy. But I just don't understand, like, why everyone, and it seems like, you know, and it's only black people. I mean, I don't hear white people, or like, if a white comedian tells a joke about black people, they're going to tell a joke about black people, all black people. But black people, black celebrities, and it seems like more so black celebrity males than women, but anyway, black people feel comfortable just shitting on dark-skinned black women. Let's tell jokes about them. And there, you know, Kevin Hart is known to, you know, have made some jokes about dark-skinned black women. And if you'll notice, the men who like to talk shit about dark-skinned black women are usually dark themselves. They're the same complexion, the same dark skin tone of the women who they claim are so ugly and who they hate and who, you know, are not attractive. They're the same skin tone. And I just think it's crap. Let's see, American Copperhead says, I've seen this shit too. I don't know who that radio personality is, but he said something about dark-skinned women and a skillet. What? Okay, I'd like to know who that is. I really understand. They do hate themselves. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not self-hatred. You can't, I mean, looking at this guy Stormzy, as dark as he is, his mother has to be, it's like both of his parents have to be dark. He's a very dark guy. Please forgive me, y'all. I have this cough drop in. I feel bad because I'm not attracted to light-skinned men. And okay, now here, okay, let's talk about that, because that's something I talked about in one of my videos. But when did the change happen? Because, and I used to feel that way, like, my fiance is white, a view is a view. I was married to a black man who was a very dark-skinned black man. My father's on the dark side of brown. And I've always thought that my father, and I think that my father is still a good-looking man. And my ex-husband looked like my father. He didn't act anything like my father. He was a total jackass and a woman beater. But anyway, he had a look that was appealing to me. But I do feel like the way that dark-skinned men are promoted helps with the way that people just feel so attracted to them. And I do feel like if dark-skinned women were promoted the same way that dark-skinned men were, that more people would find dark-skinned women attractive. But that just doesn't happen. And I'm trying to figure out when the tables turn, because, okay, y'all, I'm 41. So I grew up, I was an 80s kid, 90s teenager. And in the 80s, in the U.S., at least in Texas, but I think it was a thing in the U.S., light-skinned men were it. Light-skinned men were the thing. If you wanted to get a man who was hot, you were looking at someone who looked like, hold up, these comments. Sammy says, I'm going to go, but I just want to say thank you to the people who subscribed to me tonight. Aw, I appreciate it, Ty. As always, Christian, lots of love from me. Love you too, Sammy. You have a good night. And Copperhead says, And then when they are called out on it, they always walk it back by saying, oh, but I love my dark-skinned mother, so yeah, LOL, crazy people. Right Up Boy says, nothing wrong with having a preference as long as you don't shit on the people you don't find it. Exactly, Right Up Boy. And I did an old video back when I was doing voiceover videos and I was in St. Lucia. That's the thing. You don't have to shit on the people who you don't find attractive. I don't care. Like, okay, listen, y'all know who I think is a perfect example of a black man who's dating outside of his race, or who's married to a woman outside of his race? John Legend. As far as I know, John Legend, he's married to Chrissy Teigen. I don't even know like what her ethnic background is. I know she's not black. She's not white, but I know she's not black. But I don't ever hear John Legend trashing black women. I don't ever hear him talking shit about, no, just love who you love. And if you're happy and secure in your relationship, then that is what it is. Period. You don't have to, it doesn't make you love your partner more to shit on someone that you're not with, or to shit on a group of women who you would never look at. That doesn't do anything. John, I look at him and like everything about him just seems genuine. A View is a View, though, she's not feeling him. I thought he was gay, but I'm glad that he's happy no matter what race or color. Yeah, and like I've never thought that he was, I never found him was sexually attracted to him, but I like the way that he's just, him and Chrissy are in their marriage, they're happy, and that's that. But, whereas on the other hand, we have the Tyreses of the world, the Kevin Harts of the world, who else? Like, oh my gosh, y'all, Gilbert Arenas, the Gilbert Arenases of the world. I know there's more, and I don't know why my mind is just, I'm not thinking of it, but yeah, I kind of wonder how happy people really are in their interracial relationships when all they can do is talk shit. And but exactly Right Up Boy, that Tyrese, old crying bitch ass, talking about his black queen, and she's not black. Even she herself got on Instagram and was like, I'm not black, bruh. Like, stop calling me that. She's Arab and part something Caribbean and part something Latina. She's a lot of things, but she's like, she might have like 33% of black in her at the most, but she's like, no, Tyrese, we're not gonna play those games today. You're black, I am not, and why should she take on a whole nother race if she has two parents who she loves, and and she's proud of who they are and what they are? She shouldn't deny what she is just to make Tyrese's black, crazy, stupid ass happy. No, she should not. So, y'all, I know that there's way more examples, and if I were thinking about it, if I could think about it, I'll come up with them, but, so there's that. There's a YouTuber that I'm going to do a video about. I already forgot her name because, again, just like with Maya Jama, I had not heard of her until the story came out. But there was another thing where someone had pulled some tweets from 2012. There's a very popular YouTuber. Hi, okay, is it Alicia's World? Is it Alicia or Alessia? Tell me how to pronounce that, and so I can get that right. We're about to wrap up, but look, we're supporting each other in the live stream, and I'm just talking about stuff that I found interesting in the news this week, and I'm gonna cut it in about 10 minutes. Alicia, okay. Okay, so thank you for coming in, though. I appreciate your support. And right now we're just talking about colorist men and colors. So there was a YouTuber whose name I don't know, and apparently she has like at least 300,000 subscribers. She is a biracial woman who has a natural hair channel, and her father is African. If y'all know who she is, then put her name in the comments. I'll find her name and I'll do a video on her because y'all know I'm doing the series. I'll be tagging a view as a view in my next video as well. But her father is an African man. Her mother is a white woman. And several tweets from 2012 were dug up about her just making the most horrible comments about black women, black girls, however you want to call it. She was saying how she was in a mall and she was trying to get this guy's attention, so she yelled at him like she was a ghetto ratchet black girl. And her father, the one who's African, the black part of her, has warned her about how mean black women are, and the darker they are, the meaner they are, and all this like just stupid shit. And so since she is a part of the natural hair community, she has a lot of black women following her. And so she had to come out and, you know, issue one of those bullshit ass apologies, and she did. And she, you know, was basically saying how she didn't feel that way anymore and whatever. But it hasn't been that long. And generally, people who hold on to those views, they tend to hold those views for life unless there is some significant change. Now, I also understand that when Shea Moisture was on their bullshit, and after black women brought this company to what it is, because black women who gone natural, stripped their hair of all chemicals, were using their products, then Shea Moisture comes out with this ad talking about women with all these different hair types, and literally like they had like I think it was a white woman with red curly hair talking about how she couldn't manage her hair. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. This is not what Shea Moisture is. Like, Shea Moisture is for afros, for afro hair, for black people, natural textured hair. So anyway, the closest thing they came to a black woman was this particular biracial YouTuber who I'm talking about right now. And so she has a lot of black people following her channel, a lot of black women following her channel. I'm sure that they're hashtagging her as hair goals if they're following her on Instagram. And my thing is this, and it's what I said in my first video about colorism that I did like 2 days ago. Follow who you want to follow, but once you know that you're dealing with a colorist YouTuber, a texturist YouTuber, don't follow them anymore. Chances are it's a lot of people, my skin tone and darker, following this girl who has naturally wavy hair, and and her followers look more like me. Just put it like that. They don't look like they're half white. Their hair is never going to do what her hair does. The regimen that works for her hair is never going to work for her hair. And so what I'm going to do is, when I do talk about her, I'm going to include some video, black beauty YouTubers who they can replace her with if they're following her. Because there's no need in following her anyway, unless you just like looking at her videos because you think that she's pretty, or you think that, you know, she's good in her presentation or something. But most black women, fully black women with 2 black parents, they're never going to look like she does anyway, regardless of what they do with their hair. There are a number of black YouTubers who have quote-unquote type 4 hair, and some people subscribe to the hair typing system, some don't, but who have, you know, a head full of it, who have healthy, beautiful, flowing, glowing, thick, afro textured locks. Follow people like them who aren't going to be saying, you know, behind your back, you know, they're enjoying your likes, they're enjoying your thumbs up, they're enjoying your comments, they're enjoying the money that they're getting off of you from AdSense, but then when they go home or when they get on their Twitter, they're saying, oh, this nappy-headed girl was saying she wished she had hair like mine, you know, or they're saying behind your back, you're too dark, you're too black, you're too ugly, your hair's too nappy, you're, you know, whatever. So, like, we need to be careful about who we support. And black women, I think that's the reason that black men were so up in arms about Issa Rae's comments, is because we've been, and not necessarily us who are watching, but we have made ourselves, we've allowed ourselves to be the doormat for the black collective. And so like, no matter what they do, no matter what projects they throw out, well, they're gonna support us. And so when, you know, we have just a little taste of a black woman saying, well, let's not, you know, be, you know, following behind these black men. Let's just go get an Asian man. They can't handle that. They can't handle that, you know? And so we need to use our buying power. We need to use our viewing power on YouTube. We need to use that. Let that be your voice. You know, support people who support you. And I know it's not just black women in here, but whatever you are, but I'm talking to black women right now because we changed the topic to this whole colorist situation. And I said I was going to cut this off at 2 hours. I'm still going to do that, so I really only have 35 seconds. But make wise decisions in the people you follow, the people you support, and make sure that your dollars and your time go to people who will uplift you and who are not going to shit on you as a black woman, you know, because it's just too much of that going around, and I'm tired of it, and that's why I'm doing the series on colorism. So look, it's time for me to end it. Thank you all. Thank you, Rido Boy, as always. I appreciate you. Thank you everyone new who came in. Abuse of you. I appreciate your comments in here. American Copperhead, is so good to see you because I haven't seen you since Damnation. Alicia's World. Alicia, I'll have to remember that because it does look like Alessia to me. But Alicia's World, new subscriber. And I'm newly supporting her as well. Sarah Elizabeth, I have appreciated you. How do you want me? How do you need me? So now we have to get off of here and get back to life, back to reality. Slick, the one who regulates every shade of that ass. Thank you for being in here. Y'all, I've had so much fun. Even with my cold and all, my voice getting ready to go out. Oh, I don't have a great voice. I'm just joking around singing, but I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Thank you for staying in the chat. Thank y'all for warning me about the couple of trolls we had in here. We took care of that problem. Just thank you, you guys. It's been a great conversation, y'all. Make me feel good every Sunday. Like I love. Oh, viewers going to twerk in my honor. So when I tag you in that colorism video and you make your video, I want you to put a twerk in there at the end for me, please. So yeah, thank you all. Sarah Elizabeth, I really enjoyed you. This is my first time seeing you in my live stream, and I've really enjoyed your comments. Let's see. So y'all, yeah, y'all have a great Sunday, and I'm going to eat my cough drops and just take it easy. But thank y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna watch the comments and count down from 10 to see if there's anybody else I need to reply to. Okay, I'll be looking forward to that twerk views of you. Sammy, Wolverine Scratch, everybody who came in. Thank y'all so much. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, goodbye y'all. Thanks for coming in, and thank you to my special guest, Uno. See y'all. Bye-bye.